You want to know what was the real biggest difference between me going or making around $20,000, $30,000 per month to now generating 100K months almost 3 times in the last 6 months? The answer is not going to be something that you expect, because it's not going to be marketing strategy. It's not going to be even mindset. It's not going to be even messaging, which is literally what I do, but something else that a lot of people are holding back from doing. And I know that I definitely held back for doing for a very, very long time. So what is it? Well, my friend, it's not holding back from sharing my best content for free. You see, a lot of us have been told again and again by the marketing gurus of the world that the best way for you to get clients is to not share the how. Only give away the what and the why, but don't tell people how to do the thing. Because if you do, they're going to say, great, let me go on and implement this on my own, and I don't need to hire and I don't ever need to hire you or whatever, right? And I know that that sounds in theory like, it would make sense, right? Like if you're giving away your best content for free, why would somebody come on and hire you, right? They can figure it out on their own. But here's what I realized. It really comes down to changing how you view your ideal client, because the truth is that your perfect, most ideal version of your client, the one that is ready to pay, ready to go, ready to be coached, ready to take action, that's going to see you as the expert, they're not going to make a purchasing decision based off of whether you give them enough information, like too much information or too little information, right? It's not really about that. The best idealist version of your client is somebody who is going to value your time, is going to value your energy, is going to value learning from you, because they understand that, yes, they could probably figure these things out on their own, but they don't want to. They're more focused on the payoff than focusing on the payment. So you holding back from sharing your best content because you think that that's going to keep people away from you is actually a mistake. What I've learned over time is that the more value I give up front, the more value I deliver to my audience through the content that I create, through my videos, my podcast, my blog, my emails, my content, like all the different things that I'm doing, the more value that I give up front, the more that people want to work with me, because I'm speaking to another version of my client, right? So for a very long time, I thought that my ideal client on paper was like, okay, well, these are coaches, consultants, and experts that want to build success in their business. And here's the thing, my audience is still made up of those people, but the difference is that now I understand that my true ideal audience is somebody that is a coach, consultant, and expert that wants to generate more money, that wants to build a message that attracts more ready to invest leads and clients into their business. But there are also people that are visionaries. There are people that are here to play a big game. They're not here to shrink. They're not here to take if this takes 20 years for me to figure it out, that's fine. That's good enough for me. No, my ideal audience is going to do whatever it takes to make this work, because their passion, their desire to succeed, their love for what they do is limitless, right? So what that means is that if we're talking to somebody who is very desire driven and wants to make a big impact and wants to get great results, they're not going to waste their time trying to figure it out on their own. The type of person that's trying to figure out things on their own all the time, like everything, right there. There's a place for that. There's a place for you to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to try to figure this little piece out on my own because it's something simple and I'm resourceful and I can figure it out. But when we're talking about the deeper things, that's a different type of psychology, a different type of mentality. So the type of person that is actually going out there and saying, you know what? I'm going to hire the person that's going to help me solve this problem because they're more advanced than I am right now, or they're going to get me there faster. They just have a different way of looking at things. And they're not going to hold back from hiring you if you give away amazing content. At the end of the day, you have to remember that money is as simple as an exchange of value. And the more value you put out into the world, the more value you give through the things that you're creating, through the lessons that you're delivering to your clients, through the results that you're giving them at the end of the day, through the things that you're putting out into the world, the more value you give, the more value you're going to get back So thinking that you're giving away too much and people might turn like away from you is actually a mistake. You want to instead show your expertise, show your knowledge, show that people can really, they're going to get something different and unique and powerful when they work with you. That is really at the core of everything. That, my friend, is truly the shift that made the biggest difference in my business. I was stuck for a very long time in doing like surface level type of content and focus a lot on like, well, let me change mindset. Let me help you change your mindset. Let me show you what and the why, but not give too much of the how away, because if I give too much of the how away, same thing, right? Like people are not going to want to buy, right? And what ended up happening is that type of attitude or way of looking at content creation actually repelled the type of people that were ready, because the type of people that are ready to invest like at a higher level, right? We're talking about premium clients. They want to see that what you're doing is different. They want to see that what you stand for, what you're sharing, that your knowledge goes deeper than the things that they've purchased or they're hired in the past. So the deeper that you go in sharing your own knowledge and really showcasing your expertise through the content that you're delivering, the more powerful it's going to be for helping you to connect with your ideal perfect version of your client, right? That person will not stop themselves if you're giving away too much. Just like the person that is never going to hire you will not make a purchasing decision to suddenly, or will not make a decision to suddenly say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and spend $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 on this coach when you're like, if you're giving too little away, right? They're not going to say, you know what, I want to learn the how behind this. This person has barely given me a little bit of information. I'm going to go hire them to figure this out. You have to show people that there's a system, that there's a process, that there's a framework behind the things that you're doing. This is the place that most people make a mistake, right? They think that actually there's two pieces of this, right? On one end, people that are like, well, let me just show how-to content. Let me just show you the 3 steps to this and just create content that is not really valuable, but it seems valuable, right? You think that it's valuable, but it's not really moving any needle, not for you, not for the person that's consuming it. It's like basic stuff that anybody can Google and figure out anywhere, right? It's like basic educational stuff, or they're all the way on the other end and it's all like very, I don't know, like a mystery almost, right? It's a mystery what you do. It's a mystery what your process is. It's a mystery how to work with you. I don't really understand what I get. I don't understand your system. I get like, okay, you do this thing in general, but I don't know how you do it. I don't know your process. I have no clue what the behind the scenes of any of that is, right? So both of those things are actually working against you in terms of attracting clients. You can't create basic educational content and you can't create like big picture, whoa, I do this random thing, but you have to shift your mindset and that's going to be the thing that's going to help you, right? That doesn't work either. There has to be a great place in the middle where you're sharing content that is actually valuable. And more than that, ideally content that is ungoogleable. If you can create content that nobody else can Google, right? It's not something that they can solve just by going on Google or going on YouTube or whatever and searching for it. Well, then that is going to make your life better. That's going to attract better quality leads. So for us, that's what we did, right? We started creating content that was much more valuable. But the thing of all of it is that for this to work, you have to understand who the ready to invest version of your client is. Because like I was saying before, there's a version of your ideal client that is like, okay, on paper, you can check all the boxes and you're like, okay, well, this person is this and that and that and that. Well, they're my ideal client. They're a coach. They're doing this. They're doing that. But that doesn't necessarily turn them into your ideal client. Your ideal client is somebody that is ready to invest. And you have to figure out what are the needs and the problems and the desires that the ready to invest version of your ideal client has, so that you can speak more to them and therefore attract more of them straight into your business. I actually have a training that walks you through how to attract the ready to invest version of your client. You can find it at readytoinvestclients.com or look for it in the link below. But honestly, this is really at the core of everything. If you can find a way to speak to the ready to invest version of your client and create content that is highly valuable for them, giving away essentially your best content for free, well, then that's going to be the biggest difference between you attracting great clients and you attracting mediocre people, not mediocre people, but you know what I mean? Like basically people that they're not ready for you just yet. And the more that you're able to attract those ready to invest clients, the more that you're able to generate more money in your own business. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if it does make sense, and make sure that you follow me everywhere as Fabi Paolini. Let me know in the comments below what you want me to talk about in the next episode. I will see you